Hello, today is July 25th, and I just wanted to do a quick kind of garden update and a kind of a before and after. We just had a torrential amount of rain over the weekend. I believe it was 150 plus mils in just 24 hours here in Cape Breton. Mainland Nova Scotia, around Halifax area, got 300 plus mils, so thankfully we weren't that bad off. And now we've had a few days of 30 plus degrees, and with the humidex, it's over 38. So it's actually hard to breathe here right now. But this garden just kind of went wild. And I am going to actually start ripping some stuff out. Gonna start this evening. We'll see how long it takes. The garlic will stay. It's probably another 3 weeks maybe on the garlic. The beets, another few weeks. Carrots, I don't know. They're not really growing much, so we'll see. The few turnip that are left in here are coming out. And I got some replacement onions. I know they won't bulb up huge right now, but I'm going to put them in where the turnips are, I believe. And you can see how everything's so wilty. It's not like in this heat. These carrots aren't doing so great either. We're just going to see, I guess. These turnips are going to come up. And maybe the leeks will go in here. We'll see. I mean, some of these turnips are a nice size. We'll just take them out and store them. My son Isaac's pretty much the only one that likes turnips, so I don't need too many. These beets and carrots, parsnips are doing pretty good. These will come out in, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. We'll see how they do. Oh, it looks like I missed escape here. They say about 4 weeks after you've harvested the scapes, but some of these are starting to die back, so green beans are doing their thing, climbing. These adorable little tomatoes, I'm in love with them. This one here is called Baby, and it is so cute. These are all doing really well. I think from now on I'm going to have to grow a lot more of these. This here is the Brassica bed, and as you can see, we've got a second harvest, I guess, of the broccoli from where we took the main head. But this is actually really bitter. I'm actually kind of sad about it. My kids love the broccoli. I'm going to pick all this off, see if maybe if I cook it, it won't be so bitter. And then I think I'm just going to pull out these plants. I'm going to do a major overhaul in this bed, pull everything out except for the tomatoes. We'll see how the kale's doing. I will probably leave the kale. Again, we'll have to wait and see. I have my fall crop to go in here. I'm doing cabbages, and then I'll put a netting over them. So I'm going to do that with this bed. And then this bed here, around the beans, is my other Brassica bed. And it is also getting very bitter and not doing so well in this heat. So I'm going to rip this right out. Again, see how the kale is once I get in there. And then put cabbage in. These are some more of the tomatoes. I don't know if you guys can see this bean trellis. Back up. They are really filling out. They're gorgeous. And we're starting to get some baby beans. We'll eat fresh off these for a while. And then, oh look, there was one lone pea that had grown in here. That's cute. We'll eat fresh from the bottom, But then as the top ones come, we start getting sick of beans, we'll dry them, and they will be the beans I plant, or I guess the seeds for next year. I got a little stray here. I like to just take it and push it in somewhere. Let them wrap around. This gets so full that you can't even see through it. It's fun. Here is a squash that has decided to grow up the trellis with them. And you can see my walkways are tight normally, but I can't even really get through. I have to come through and clean this bed up as well. Get rid of some of the leaves. Tomatoes. Here's some more. These are the determinate tomatoes. It's come away. Around this way it's easier. The peppers that I planted are doing well. Not going to do much to this bed. It's pretty good. Now these were the tomatoes I cleaned up real good last week, and already you can't see through them again. But on the bottom there's still some airflow, which is what I need. And we've got some tomatoes. These are called beefsteak bush. Excited to try these. I do a lot of canning, and I'm hoping for really big harvest this year. See, you can't even see through there again. They just grow so fast. Here's the watermelon bed. When you put a couple plants in, they're so small and you think, I have so much room, I should add more, and then this happens and you realize, yep, this is why you don't add so many. They're gonna start trailing probably down the ground. I haven't gotten this. This is all supposed to be weeded and more mulch put down. That just has not happened. So busy. These tomatoes are looking lovely. They need to be tied up or spiraled around the strings. Probably grew a foot, I guess. The melons are starting to climb. See, look, it's like you gotta squeeze through the beds here. These melons are looking good. Still got those cucumber beetles, but the plants are so big now, I think they're gonna be okay. It's really growing up. Here is a winter squash that is taking over this trellis. I'm kind of letting them now. It was supposed to just be for melons, but now I'm just kind of letting it go a little wild. But I do have to trim some of the leaves back, or we will get powdery mildew, which we will probably get anyway, but they need to breathe. More cucumbers that need to be fixed, the trellis. They're filling out nice. We've already picked a bunch of cucumbers, but it looks like we're gonna have to pick again. Now this side hasn't really filled out much. I don't know if it's because the kale blocked some of the sun or what, but they're right tiny. Hopefully they'll catch up. And as you can see, can't get through here either. These are supposed to be the bush squash. I've been kind of looking in. I don't really see a whole lot going on. I'm going to have to get rid of probably half of this foliage to get some good airflow. These tomatoes are just getting huge. You can see they need to be tied up. These cucumbers are also going wild. Let's see what's in there. Soon gonna be time to make pickles. This is one of those brassica beds I was telling you about. It's gonna look much different next time. Look how tall those tomatoes are. They're doing so good. And here's that giant zucchini again. Now, I'm having a hard time with pollinators this year. You can see none of those got pollinated. The first bunch I came in and hand pollinated, and then I thought, well, they should be okay now, but they're still not. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe I have to get rid of the foliage on these too. It's too thick in there. But just everywhere in the garden, it doesn't seem like there's as many pollinators as there used to be. Makes me sad. We do all organic practices here, so I don't spray with anything. I'm not sure where they're at. These are the little nutter butters. They're so fun to say. The little mini honey nut. And they are growing so tall. I'm hoping they'll touch the top of the trellis soon. I gotta keep coming through and pushing a lot of them up. There's one here that's kind of falling down. I gotta get him up. And if you can believe it or not, this is still not planted. This is gonna be another thing I'm doing today or tomorrow. This bed's getting done. I'm sick of waiting. My roof's not fixed yet, so I'm gonna plant the garden anyway. See what happens. We're gonna get some nice tomatoes. I'm excited. Can't wait to make salsa. That is our favorite. I don't make any tomato sauces or anything like that. I'll just can salsa and then plain tomatoes, and then I can make what I want with it later. These tomatoes are looking gorgeous. I think this is a pink Berkeley tie-dye. Really nice. So yeah, it's lush and full right now. Overgrown. Can't get through the paths. So that's going to be my job, is to get in here and clean it back up again. Some Cherokee purples, I think these ones are. I can't see the tag for that, but those are nice. We're getting a little bit of disease on some of them, so I really do need to get in here and get them some more airflow. Alright, let's go check out some of the other spaces. So right here beside the house, I'm doing the floor to weave on these. I need to do another loop across, but I think we just have too much humidity here for this, or I need to get rid of at least half of these tomatoes, because the bottoms are just not doing well. And it doesn't help that when it rains, we have no gutter above this section, and the rain just pours down on top of them, so it's probably a misjudgment on my part to put them here. I was kind of hoping to build a little roof over top of them just to divert some of the rain, but as always, there's never enough hours in the day to get all the jobs you want done. This guy is kind of tall, but I don't even know if I see tomatoes in there yet, which is kind of sad. That's another major project, getting that cleaned up. And the ground cherries I put in there for ground cover are not working as ground cover, and I think just blocking the airflow, so I don't know. I might have to get rid of them. Little towers are doing really well. That one's flourishing. I might just have to harvest some of it and dry it. That poor plant got beat up in that storm. Here's some of those nursery plants again, and so many herbs that I got on clearance and I haven't done anything with. And they are not liking this heat. Just not used to it, I guess. Sweet potatoes, on the other hand, are loving it. Now I know I do not have enough time in my season to actually get a harvest from the sweet potatoes. They're going to be more like ground cover. These are the cherry tomatoes. Look at these tomatoes. They are so cute. I'm going to try to move some stuff around in the greenhouse and see if I can get them in there. But yeah, the sweet potatoes are going where the garlic is. Basically as a ground cover. And you know what, if we get a really nice fall, maybe I'll get something. Alright, let's go around. More peppers I got potted up. These are going to go in the greenhouse, and that's probably where they're going to live for the rest of their lives. I probably have to do this 3 more times to get the rest of them done. Here was some lettuce and stuff that's starting to bolt that never got planted. My cabbages are in here. They're still looking nice. I'm gonna get them set out. More peppers to plant. They're going in the garden bed though. That bed that needs to be done by the house. Here's some more of those dwarf tomatoes. I just got some dollar store pots and potted them up. I think they are so cute. I'm gonna see what they produce. Some of these actually are supposed to make like a beefsteak style tomato, which is going to be interesting how a tiny little plant can do that. But we'll see. Got some raspberries ripening. Little apple trees growing nice. Greenhouse is doing okay. This is the shelf I'm going to move outside and then bring either 1 or 2 of those cherry plants in. Just look at these greenhouse tomatoes. They're beautiful. I had to come in and cut off so much foliage in here too, because it was the same thing. Even though they're in the greenhouse and not getting rained on, it's just so humid. Some more peppers that have to be potted up. These were tomatoes that I was selling, and I saved a few because I have a bunch of bare spaces in my backyard. I think I'm just going to plant them, see what happens. More peppers. These are the sugar rushes that are planted in these pots. These tomatoes. Getting so big. But not really producing tomatoes. Kind of worried my nitrogen ratio might be off this year. I did use a lot of horse manure. I've never done that in the past. And everything is so green and lush, but not a lot of fruit. Here's one, and I always use rabbit manure and worm castings. This cucumber. I just kind of threw cucumbers wherever I could. Make lots of pickles. I left one pea plant in that corner and one pea plant here because it was still producing. And then I planted some cherry tomatoes. Some of those ones that didn't get sold. I figured, what the hell? Throw them in somewhere. You can hear my kids screaming in the pool. These ones are doing really well. Hello. Sorry for the interruption. That was just my daughter. Yeah, so these tomatoes are getting huge too. But again, I'm not seeing a lot of fruit. I don't know. I'm gonna have to maybe get some kind of bone meal or something. I'll have to look it up. See what I can get them to do. And here's more plants that are going in that bed. It's my tomatillos. Anywho, this video was a lot longer than I anticipated. So I'm gonna really clean up the rest of it. See what I can do with the space. I'll see if I can record some of that. Do some harvesting, and then we'll do a tour afterwards of me cleaning it up. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by the kids in the pool. Anywho, all right, bye.